class, I'm Professor DeLeon, and the purpose of this video is to discuss with you our group discussion boards for the semester. If you haven't done so already, if you would go ahead and read the directions so that you have a basic understanding for what and how you're supposed to post for our discussion boards. Because discussion boards make up a generous portion of your overall grade, it's going to be good that you understand how to earn the maximum amount of points possible so that as the semester goes along, you're gaining those points. So, you will find your discussion board directions in our unit folders. For our first discussion board, you'll find two files there. One file will be your actual directions, which I hope you've read, and the other file will be a step-by-step visual guide for where and how to post, so that if you're unfamiliar with posting to group discussion boards, this will walk you through that and give you a visual guide. What I want to say is that we're going to talk about two different things. One, briefly about the topics we're going to discuss this semester, and then about the actual posting. Although this is a history course, what I like to do is bring current events and link those back to their historical roots and have that be our discussion. So depending on which history course of mine you're taking, you may find that we're discussing the history of slavery and also the current status of slaves today in the world, that we may be talking about, say, the history of the Korean War in the 1950s and the current relationship with North Korea today. We may be discussing the history of feminism. We may be discussing Native American mascots and current NFL teams. The point is that history is always evolving and that it doesn't exist as an isolated event. So we're broadening that out. So what you'll do is read your actual directions. This will link you to outside sources such as author interviews, radio documentaries, PBS programs, newspaper articles, magazine articles. All of this will comprise the material on which you'll be posting on. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to thoroughly read through those outside sources that I've provided. And even though they're outside sources, they will always link back to the unit chapters that we've assigned to that week. So be sure that you're making those historical connections from what you've read and then what you're reading for your discussion board posts. Secondly, on what you're actually supposed to post. The point of our discussion is to have this free-flowing back and forth between students. So in order to facilitate that, what we'll do is that you will post 5 total times. Your first 2 posts will be what I call your original posts. This is a post something that you've read that you want to discuss further with your group, and so you will make a post with a minimum of 5 sentences. These sentences should be substantial, with fact, with detail, with quotes from the sources that you've provided. And it will also have a discussion question. This discussion question promotes discussion. It may build on the ideas of 1 or 2 authors or 1 or 2 other posts of your group members. It will integrate these multiple views and launch a discussion about a bigger critical thinking issue. What we're not wanting are questions that resemble, say, a quiz question, or a question that can be simply answered with a yes or a no, or a question that's only asking for the opinion of your other group members that doesn't bring in the sources, the academic and the current day sources of which you've read. So those will be your original posts. Those will always be due on the Tuesday of the discussion week. And firm and concrete due dates are available to you on our assignment schedule. They're available to you at the top of the actual unit link, and they're available to you at the site of that particular group discussion. So the due dates are posted to you in multiple places. Your second thing you'll do is post 3 response posts to your group members. These can come at any time during the week, so long as you meet the Friday deadline. These posts also should be substantial with fact. They should have, they're all going to be cited. They're not going to be simple statements of agreeing or disagreeing, and at all times will retain the utmost respect and etiquette toward all of the group members. One thing I want to go ahead and point out is that you will need to cite all of your posts. And an example of this has been provided to you in the unit directions as well. But it's just going to be very important that these not be opinion posts, but they be substantial posts with fact, with citations. Okay, so what you're going to do, just to clarify, 2 original posts by Tuesday of that week. Each post is worth 5 points apiece, so your 2 original posts will be worth 10 points. And then your 3 response posts, again 5 points each, will culminate to a total of 25 total points. These points will then be, these posts will then be graded in terms of their quality, their meeting the due dates, and if you've cited your sources or not. If you make all of your posts on, say, Tuesday of that week, a 5-point deduction will be made because the point is for you to log in multiple times during the week to further the discussion. If you were to make all of your posts on the last day, credit will not be given because, again, we're hoping that we are doing a back and forth throughout the week of these ideas. Your group members are counting on you to get in there, to post early, to post often. Their grade depends on how much and how well you're posting. You are always welcome to contact me if you feel there's something that I need to see or read in your group. If you feel somebody's behavior is inappropriate, if you would please let me know. And you also have the option of emailing your group if you feel like they're not participating enough, or if you're really wanting just to encourage them to post early. You always have the option to email them yourselves. I think that is the bulk of it. Again, read your directions, post any questions you have to me on the class questions discussion board. That way I may answer your question and let it show to the rest of the class. So if they're wondering the same thing, that gives them the answer as well. I really want you to be successful in this course. So if you have any questions at any time, just let me know. And then I feel like once you get into the groove of how these work, by the second or third time we do them, you just know exactly what to do, and you can focus then on the historical material and not on the technical this and that of actually what is required of you. So again, if you need me, let me know, and I look forward to all of our posts. Thanks.